Here is part one of the four-part documentary-style script titled The Hidden Currency War: How Japan Lost a Decade After a Deal with the U.S. A story of power, deception, and economic tragedy. Part 1. The Illusion of Invincibility. It was the spring of 1985, and Tokyo shimmered like a mirage of modern perfection. Neon bathed the skyline, bullet trains sliced through the countryside like steel whispers, and businessmen in crisp gray suits bowed politely before slipping behind the tinted doors of black sedans. Japan wasn't merely rising, it had risen. From the ashes of Hiroshima and the humiliation of surrender, the island nation had forged something nearly miraculous. An economic superpower with the precision of a samurai blade and the patience of centuries of discipline. Sony, Toyota, Panasonic, Nikon brands that once sounded foreign now nestled themselves comfortably into American homes. Japanese investors were buying up real estate in Manhattan, including iconic buildings like Rockefeller Center. Whispers floated through Washington's elite cocktail lounges. Could Japan overtake the United States? But beneath the glossy numbers and export surpluses lay something fragile, something no one quite dared to confront. Japan's economic triumph was bound to a strategy built on underpricing the yen, riding a wave of exports, and absorbing the world's consumption like a leviathan that never grew tired. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, the mood in Washington was far less celebratory. America, mired in mounting trade deficits and struggling to compete with Japan's dominance in electronics and automobiles, had begun to see this ally not as a partner, but as a threat. Enter James Baker, the powerful U.S. Treasury Secretary, with the cold calculation of a man who understood the language of leverage better than diplomacy. America, he argued, needed to correct the misalignment of currencies. What he truly meant, Japan needed to pay for its success. And so, behind closed doors in the Plaza Hotel in New York, a quiet war began not with bombs or bayonets, but with signatures and smiles. The Plaza Accord was signed on the 22nd of September, 1985, by five of the world's major economies: the United States, Japan, West Germany, France, and the United Kingdom. Its official aim was to depreciate the US dollar and reduce global trade imbalances. But for Japan, it was the beginning of a tragedy cloaked in good intentions. The agreement forced the yen to appreciate rapidly, too rapidly. From 240 yen to the dollar in early 1985, it would strengthen to 120 yen in just 2 years. At first, the move was celebrated in Washington. American goods became more competitive, and the trade deficit showed slight improvement. But Tokyo felt something different, a strange tremor beneath its polished financial floors. Japanese exports, once the beating heart of its economy, began to stumble. The country, long reliant on global demand for its precision-engineered products, suddenly found its merchandise too expensive for the world. Factories slowed, order books thinned, and yet the Bank of Japan, caught between pride and fear, refused to panic. Instead, they chose a dangerous illusion. To stimulate the economy and cushion the blow of the rising yen, Japanese authorities slashed interest rates to historic lows. Credit flowed like sake at a New Year's banquet. Land prices in Tokyo began to rise not steadily, but vertically, absurdly. Soon, a single square meter in Ginza was worth more than the entire city of Los Angeles. But behind the euphoria of a booming stock market and the laughter of real estate moguls clinking glasses, a silent madness was forming. People were no longer investing. They were gambling, feverishly betting that tomorrow's price would always be higher. And all the while, few remembered that this dance began in a Manhattan hotel with a smile and a handshake. The United States had played a strategic move, contain its rival not with confrontation, but with a collaboration that would slowly corrode the very engine of Japan's success. The Plaza Accord was lauded publicly as diplomacy in action, but privately, it was economic warfare by another name. And Japan, so precise, so orderly, so disciplined, had unknowingly opened its gates to chaos. The decade of loss hadn't arrived yet, but the seeds had been sown. They sat beneath the soil of soaring asset prices and cheap credit, waiting for the moment to bloom into something tragic. In the shimmering neon of Tokyo's skyline, the cracks were invisible, but they were already there.